Hi everybody, it's Honest John. I got a comment on one of my recent videos. It's called Resisting Background Checks. And the comment says that gun ownership is an inalienable right. Well, they're wrong. Our inalienable rights, as declared in the Declaration of Independence, are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. All other rights are subservient to those. As a matter of fact, the Ninth Amendment of the Constitution says that the enumeration in this Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others held by the people. All right. So we have our inalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We have our constitutional rights, and we also have statutory rights. We have a lot of different kinds of rights. But the most superior rights, the rights that must be respected, are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is why, for example, we have limits on our constitutional rights. For example, our right to free speech. Yeah, you have a right to free speech, but you don't have a right to threaten to kill somebody. That would be infringing on his inalienable rights. We have a right to freedom of religion. But that right is restricted, because if you try to impose your religious values on me, you're infringing on my right to the pursuit of happiness. So our constitutional rights have limits, including our Second Amendment rights. And right now, our Second Amendment rights, like people, they're being treated as though there is no limit to them. That's false. And right now, our Second Amendment rights are infringing upon our constitutional right to life and the pursuit of happiness. Let's face it, if you get shot, that pretty much infringes on your right to life. And if you survive it, it still is infringing on your right to the pursuit of happiness. And we have over 30,000 gun deaths per year. And we have as many mass murders as we do days in the year. So obviously, there is an infringement going on. And the Ninth Amendment pretty much says we have to do something about it. And here's what we need to do. First of all, everybody's talking about universal background checks. But universal background checks really won't work unless there is a national gun registry. Now I know the paranoids are all saying, well, see, then the government can come after our guns. Well, the government doesn't have to run or maintain the National Gun Registry. You know who could do that? The gun manufacturers. Set up a website. They have all that information to begin with. They're the ones that should keep track of where their guns go. So they set up a website. If you buy a gun, it goes on that registry, the background check is conducted. If you sell a gun, even as a private individual, you have to report that. Just like if I sell a car, I'm not a car dealer, but if I sell my car to my brother, I have to report that sale, or else I'm responsible for the car. I have to report it to the DMV. So all sales of guns should be reported to the National Gun Registry website. Again, a site that is being maintained and run by the gun manufacturers. The government would not have access to that site, and the way that would work is this. The government would not be able to go in there and just say, we want to see who's got guns. No. But if a gun was used in a crime, then the law enforcement would take that gun and check it against the National Gun Registry and find out who the last legal owner is. And then an investigation would follow. Did this guy sell this gun and not register the sale? Did he sell it to somebody who would not pass a background check? And then he would be held criminally and civilly liable for the damage done by that gun. See, and this would start to discourage all the sales of guns that are going to criminals, because the last legal owner would certainly not want to just sell a gun and have it go off the radar. They'd better have that, they'd better register that sale, they'd better do that background check. In addition to that, we have to change our laws in gun trafficking. I mean, gun trafficking laws were weakened so much by the gun lobby that the fine for selling guns is less than it would be for smoking a joint on government property, which is absolutely ridiculous. We need to have some teeth in our gun trafficking laws. So the penalties for gun trafficking would begin at a minimum of 25 years in prison and could extend to life. And fines should be several $100,000, plus seizure of assets like houses and cars and bank accounts and all that kind of stuff. Our gun trafficking laws should have teeth in them. Now, it's not going to completely eliminate the risk of guns. But then we can look at the Ninth Amendment and say we have made every effort that we can to make sure our Second Amendment rights are not infringing on our inalienable rights. Thanks for listening.